Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to make kind of a really cool birthday card that would be suitable for teenagers and young people. I think it's got that kind of feel. Might be wrong, correct me if you think I am. It would be suitable for anybody, but anyway. So everything I do use, I shall put a detailed description on my blog. Please check it out. You can always comment on my blog or on Facebook. You can now comment again on YouTube, but I can't reply on YouTube, and that's the way it's going to stay. And I know I'm like a broken record repeating this, but you never know who's watching or when they're watching. So this might only be watched by that one person in 6 months' time. So we're going to keep it as I can't reply on YouTube, but feel free to comment on YouTube. So the first thing I need is my base card. This is a 7x5 inch card, and this is a white card for a change. And I'm going to show you how it looks on my cardometer. Now my cardometer is something that I've created, I've come up with, to be able to give you a perspective of what size card that that I'm working on, so that you've got a feel of that at home. So that you can look and think, oh, that's 7x5 inches, that's the size that Anne-Marie was working on. So that's where it sits on the cardometer, just below the A5. Now the 7x5 is my favourite size of card. I've made no secret of that. I just feel that it's the perfect size. It's not too big and not too small to cover with your embellishments and your stickers and everything, and to make it look from flat to fabulous, as the saying goes. So I'm taking my bone folder, and this is from Griffin, and it's available in her tool set, or it was available in the UK in the tool set a while ago. And it's, I think, a bone folder is a must-have item. So you can use it for lots of different things. So I'm taking my bone folder and I'm running it along the edge of the card. Even though the card was scored, probably in a factory, I'm just making that score nice and neat. So to begin with, as always, because I know for some of you this is the favourite part, the inside. And this inside, as ornate as it looks, is very simple. Now, I've used one of Anna's ornate dies, one of the ornate frame dies. I've cut it out in ivory cardstock and I've stamped it using one of Anna's 22 clear birthday stamps. And I've used a cherry red Stays on ink for the sentiment. But I'm going to put that to one side for the minute, because where I die cut it from was a rectangle of ivory card. And I've added tape on the back of this, and I'm simply going to peel the back of the tape away, and I'm going to add this. So this would normally be your waist, because you've die cut from it, and you would normally throw it away. On this occasion we're keeping it, and we're just going to pop it in to the centre of our card like that. So then our die cut that we've already cut, we can peel the tape away from that. And I'm actually just going to add, now I've not prepared this, so just bear with me. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto this, because I'd like it to sit flat. And I'd like it to sit inside the waist, as it were. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue around, just in places on the edge, so that when I pop it in as an inlay, it should sit nicely. So that's what we'll do. We shall pop it in to where it came from, as it were, and you can see it sits flat and in that gap. There we go. We'll have to give it a minute for the glue to take hold. Now, obviously, if you're going to send the card and you want to write an essay with it for your message, and you're not just putting to and from, then you might want to include an extra, you know, your letter on an extra piece of paper, because you've just got enough room to add your to and your from, which is what a card's all about. So that is a really pretty insert and a quick idea, using not only the die cut but the waste as well. So in theory, you're not wasting a lot. So now we can turn our attention to the outside. So because we've done the inside, I'm just going to use my bone folder again to make sure we've got that nice crease along the edge. And the first thing that I've got is one of Anna's 7x5" metallic layers. And these are the cardstock layers. Normally at this point I would be telling you that we're going to be economical with it and we're going to cut the middle away from it. But on this occasion I haven't, and it's not for any particular reason, I just haven't done it on this card. So we've got the actual full layer on the front of our card. I've used double-sided tape. I was a bit quick putting that on. I've used double-sided tape. And then our next layer is from Anna's Lovely Layers. And these were 7x5", but I've just trimmed it slightly so that it will fit on top of the previous layer. Now I think this card gives you a good idea of how so many of Anna's things work together, because when you look at that paper and you don't see any blue in it, but I've matted it onto the blue, it works so well. So there's obviously the blue tones in the pattern paper that make it match and contrast to the blue background. Now if you remember, on the inside we used one of the ornate frame dies. I've used it again. Now this time I've embossed it. For the inside I didn't emboss it, I didn't mention that, I forgot. So that's flat, but that's embossed. So it's picked up the fine detail for the outside. Now to emboss it, all I did was I put it through the machine to die cut it. And then I put it through again, because I'm using a big shot for this die. I put it through the big shot again on the different level, and I used my embossing mat with it, and that was able to pick up the fine detail in the die. And you can see I've got 3D foam on the back of the die cut. So now I can add this through the centre of our card, like that. Next, now this was kind of fun, this bit, because I used one of Anna's Vellum stickers, and it's the fancy, it's kind of like a doily, and it's the gold dotted foil. And what I did was I mounted it onto ivory cardstock and I cut it out. And then in the sections that were blank, there was a second doily, and I inlaid the sections from the second one into the first one. So it's now, instead of a vellum sticker, it's mounted onto card. And I'm going to pop that through the centre of our ornate die, like that. So you can just see how it looks as it's mounted onto the die. Next, with the die, there was two smaller dies for the centre. I've used one of these in the Lovely Layers cardstock, and I'm simply going to pop that on top of our vellum layer. I'm still going to call it a vellum layer even though I've mounted it on cardstock, so that it's just peeping through and you can see the detail and the edge. Next, I've got one of Anna's fabulous, fantastic stickers, favourite stickers. Sorry, I'm losing my words. The favourite sentiment stickers, and you simply peel the back away from that, and I'm going to add that just kind of below the centre, not too much, but just below it. And then I've taken from the vellum stickers, I've taken 2 arrows, and I am simply going to add these to the side of the card. I've mounted them on cardstock and they're on 3D foam, and I'm simply positioning them just at the side so they point over onto the sentiment like that. And then to finish the card off, I'm going to add a little blue bow just below the words happy birthday, like that. And that is our card finished. Now I think that would suit any young lady, because even though it's vintage and floral, we've got the arrows that make it look really modern, and that it would just look as though you've put a lot of thought into it. It stands up nicely. The only layers that you've got are for posting, the layer from the ornate frame and then the arrows with the sentiment. So you've got 2 layers with the decoupage. But I think that's a really great card and suitable for any age really. If you were wanting to change it to a masculine card, you could use dark cardstock, and that would be great for a guy as well. If you take away your florals and use maybe a stripy paper and darker arrows, I think there's some gold spotted ones in the kit, that would work equally as well. So it's such a pretty card and a quick card, fun to make, and I hope it's given you ideas and a little bit of inspiration. If you've enjoyed this project, please feel free to share any of my videos with your crafty friends, because it's a great hobby and I know we all enjoy it, and I enjoy making the videos and showing you different ideas and different ways to use your things. Feel free to comment. Can't reply on YouTube, I think I mentioned that, but I can reply on my blog and on Facebook, and I do love hearing from you. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time.